Kunal, first I'll come to you. Looking at the market setup, I'm sure nobody's complaining about the market moves today. So what are your views about the markets, and also what are your high risk and low risk ideas for the viewers today?
Well, absolutely, Cheryl. And for a trader, I think it's so confusing and confounding because one day down 600 points, other day down 200 to 50 points. I think it's very, very difficult to digest. But that's how the markets have been. No complaints as such. If you're a bull, getting a 250 points rally after what transpired on Friday, I think is taken with both hands from many of the bullish traders. Now. One of the segments in the morning which I did on Chartbusters, I mentioned that how the Nifty charts has shown a continuation rally of almost rising channel pattern since last 5-6 months. So and from that aspect as well, 14,500, which is the support or which the low which we tested on Friday, that becomes a very very important and a crucial support for the index going forward. So I think the near term trend for the index would probably depend on whether we continue to sail above this 14,500 support or not. And if yes, then the chances of this rally shaping up and building up into a new trend for the index is pretty much high. Nevertheless, I think what we've seen the last couple of days, in fact, even on Friday, was the continuation of rally for many mid-cap names. So I'm focusing on a couple of stocks and the ones which have been on extremely strong momentum. Two buy calls is what I'm suggesting, and both of them are different themes as such. So the first one which I'm suggesting is about Bodal Chemicals. We saw many of these chemical stocks, like in the morning I had suggested Sudarshan Chemical is a buy, have done exceptionally well. So buy on Bodal Chemicals, target 98, stop loss 78. And the second is a contra buy on Eicher Motors, expecting auto stocks to pick up pace, targets 2800, stop loss 2450.
Vijay, good morning to you, and thanks so much as always for joining us. But what are your big ideas for today? A lot of stocks saw major correction on Friday, but some of them in fact are seeing quite the smart recovery today as well.
Well, I think that markets are going to be very selective as far as the stocks go. We might see some action on the index, but yes, there is a huge action in the mid-cap space. And I think that commodity-related stocks are going to shine for the next few years, especially if you look at, iron ore-related stocks or copper-related stocks. We've seen what has happened to Hindustan Copper. The stock has risen almost 50% in the last weeks. Look at what Tata Steel, BSL, JSW, and the list is endless. So I think that there is a huge potential in the commodity-related stocks, and we should and investors should stay with commodities for the next few years. So my call for today is stock is Divis Labs. I would recommend a target of 3,600. It's a very stable company with huge focus on APIs, and I think that API business is going to grow, and Indian pharma industry is going to find a better place in the global arena. And Divis is one of the companies which I like, and one can buy for a target of 3,600. My second recommendation would be again a commodity-related stock. It's Coal India. I think that the stock does well generally in March, and especially one should buy in cash, as it's a good dividend yielding stock, and we see a lot of action in every March. So I think that coal can reach out to maybe 160, 165 levels from here. So there's a decent upside in store. And my final recommendation would be NMDC. Although I don't find it a very high risk kind of a stock, but again medium risk because it moves very fast. And as I said, I would like to recommend to stay with commodity related stories because I still see a lot of steam in these companies. Look at the global players. BHP Billiton is doing very well, globally. So all the commodity-related stocks should do well. So NMDC is also one of those. I think that it can be bought for a target of 150, 160, and it should be held on to it. It could be a portfolio stock, and if somebody holds on for a longer term, I think that it will give better returns over a period of time. So these are my three recommendations for today. But again, whatever happens in the market, if you stay with the commodities, there is money to be made for the next few months and a few years, I guess. So better to be in commodity-related stocks and or conservative sectors like pharma. I think that if rupee weakens, IT also should do well. Pharma, IT, and commodity, I think, should be the centers of focus in the coming months.